I am a minute late. I apologize. I uh, I even have stuff to do while we're starting the show, which shouldn't make anybody want to hang out any longer, which is great. Um, how are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10th consecutive live stream. I know that's kind of small when I was on my 72nd consecutive stream just like last week, actually 2 weeks ago, before my illness really just knocked me out. I don't know that I would have. I don't know that I would have done any better had I kept going. Maybe I was a little burnt out. I don't know. Um. So yeah, let me set. Oh no, you're not supposed to see that. Oh my gosh, really going well this morning. Here we go. Now we can set this up. I I I got up late. I admit it was me. I got up late because I'd gone to a birthday party last night. Let me tell you something. This is a fellow's 40th birthday party, and I was there with my wife, and I knew some of the people there. The venue was small. I wouldn't say intimate. Intimate. I don't think I can say the word intimate. Anyway, it was not the biggest place, and there were a lot of people in that room, and I wasn't worried about the Rona, but I didn't know a lot of people there, and I don't typically like to drink around people I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things I have. So I did not drink last night. My wife doesn't drink really ever, and so we were there, and some of the people. I mean, some of the people just don't have an off button with their drinking, and I was pretty surprised by. We had a lady that just, I mean, done laying on the floor at the restaurant. I mean that's bad. And then we had another guy that was just he got, I mean, just the level of intoxication for old people. I'd say old people my age, um, and not being able to, what we would say hold your liquor at one point in time was pretty impressive. I I have to say, and to me the thing was like I was sitting there and how fast it got out of hand. I mean, things seemed pretty okay, and then just an hour later, just a disaster. Just a disaster. So anyway, I stayed there until probably midnight, 11:30. I got home at maybe 11:30. I'm sorry, and I was tired. I'm not good. I lose energy if I have to talk to people like in a big crowd for a long amount of time. If I have to be out, and certainly last night, I mean, I was not even vocal by the time we got home, and wow. So did sleep in, and that's why I'm a little late today, by a minute. But anyway, so what do we got today? Today is a good day for me. I got showings all afternoon long. Um, First time home buyers in the first settings, and then some good friends later on. And we're just going to look at houses today. And you know, it's to buy a house, you have to be out there. You have to be out there looking. You can't be sitting in your house. You got to be out there, getting after it. Um, I don't think that I'm alone in. Well, I don't know how to explain it. My whole setup is, hey, I'm there for you if you want to go find a house, okay? But I'm not gonna cajole you into it. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, you need to buy a house tomorrow, or oh, you need to buy a house next week, or and I will not push. If we get to the point where there's an offer that we want to make, Okay. I will write up the offer. But I won't push people on the sales side. Let's say you get an offer that's less than spectacular. I'll tell you, hey, this offer is less than spectacular. Here are the reasons why I would say pick the offer. Here's the reasons why I'd say, let's keep going, keep looking. But you're never going to get me to say like, oh, if you don't take this offer, the world's going to end. We're all going to die, and it's the worst thing ever. You need to take this offer. You need to take this offer. It's just not who I am. Collaborative with my buyers, collaborative with my sellers. Try to teach my buyers everything I can about the marketplace that they're in. I'll try to teach my sellers everything about the marketplace they're in. Some people don't care. Some people don't care. And for me, it's a question of trust. I don't trust people that aren't giving me all the information. I feel like as a client or a customer, I'm entitled to the information to make a good decision. Okay. Now, this is an issue of scale, though. If I'm going to Walmart to buy a bag of candy, okay, I don't particularly need assistance. Okay, I don't need to ask the Walmart person, hey, what candy do you like, and I will buy it. Tell me how the candy is manufactured. Tell me what's in the candy. Tell me what the price of the candy is relative to other bags of candy. I mean, it's not necessary. Let's just buy the candy and get out of there. But for a house, I mean, I think that buyers should be aware of the marketplace that they're in, okay, or my best understanding of the marketplace. And you say, well, it's been hot for 3 years. How difficult? I mean, how much more explanation do you need to go than that? Well, I mean, part of our strategy is to find places that may give us an opportunity to actually get an offer accepted. So that changes from time to time. Hey, do you have your financing in order? Hey, do you know that this cost, and this cost is going to add up to, X? These types of things. I want people to be aware. That's all. I know that sounds, maybe everybody does it, but I don't think they do, because I watch people buy houses that are terrible, and I know that they're terrible. And so why did they do that? Clearly either their agent wasn't helping them with the education process, or they're just not listening. And I have people that, well, so the question becomes, hey, John, do you work well with everyone? The answer is no. Answer is no. I have difficulty if I can't communicate with my buyers or sellers. Like say I'm explaining things to them and they're not listening, and they're not trying. Like say they're not listening and they're not trying to buy a house. Well, I don't get along very well with that, because kind of wasting my time, and it's not stimulating for me. Not interesting. It's not interesting. Anybody can go out and buy a house and pay too much money. That's not difficult. You can buy a house that's terrible, any day of the week. It doesn't take a real estate agent to do that. It does take a real estate agent to, look at the marketplace, find the right house at the right price for you and your family, or you individually. That's the key. That's what matters. Same thing on the sales side. Any idiot can put a price on a house. It doesn't take any skill whatsoever. But is the price in line with other homes? Is the listing strategy commensurate with your desired goals? Most people want to make a lot of money, and they want to, they want to sell fast. Some people don't want to make a lot of money. They don't really want to sell fast. Sometimes they want to make a lot of money, and they don't care if the house sits on the market for 6 months. They think that that's the best way to go. Now, do I agree with that strategy? No, but I think understanding that there are many different strategies to selling your home is a good thing. So anyway, in my office, I have a board, and the board is all the estimated commission that I have currently, that I am aware of. Estimated commission is not real. It does not exist. It only becomes real when the house closes. My estimated commission for the year is ridiculous, like positive. Okay. But we're in the maybe second or third week of February. Okay. if someone buys something today, I won't see a check until at least March, middle of March. So, how do I put it? Just because I have a lot of people, a lot of buyers and sellers, doesn't mean that any of it will actually close. And even if it does, it's not going to close next week, which is the difficulty in running a real estate brokerage. Running a real estate brokerage where you are using the profits from your being a real estate agent to run the brokerage. You say, well, that doesn't every company do that? Well, yeah, except for they're really well capitalized, so they can sit there and they don't have to conserve cash like I do. Let's put it that way. So that being said, I'm excited to get out there today. You know that like last weekend was terrible for me as far as getting out. You know that the weekend before that was terrible because of snowstorms. But hopefully the worst is behind us, and we can go from there. Podcast. Let's talk about that. Tried something. I'm running into concerns, and if you ever see this, you know, and you have some knowledge about how YouTube works, please, please, you know, come on and let me know. So I have my real estate videos, okay, my podcast. They're normally 10 minutes or less, about some topic in real estate, and really focus just on one thing. And then I have my live streams where you know what the live streams are. You're watching one right now. They're two distinctly different things. But then I also have the Deerwood Realty Clips channel, which I started maybe 2 weeks ago, and that's highlights of the clips. I know. I mean, I watch a YouTuber who similarly does the same thing, where he has his you know, more like a hard news episodes, and then he has his live streams. But he has recently decided to move all of his live streams to a new channel. I don't know that I can do that, because you have to have you have restrictions on the amount of time you can live stream, because you have to be verified. Two problems I'm running in. Well, and this is where it gets a little hairy. The podcasts were always intended to be at some point in time interviews with people that I wanted to interview. A real true deep dive into somebody else's you know, career. It doesn't have to be in real estate. It was just this idea of learning about people, learning what makes successful people in my own eyes would be the thought. But that was the idea. Also interview like agents from across the country, and just learn about their businesses and what they thought about things in the industry. Now, the problem that I have with that is, I don't know if the agents that I would talk to would be interesting people. Number one, and number two, I don't know if they're good people. And I know that sounds weird, but shouldn't we try to work with good people? And you say, well, what's the definition of a good person? You know, somebody that's not just totally knifing their clients in the back every opportunity they get. Totally, somebody that's not totally like doing that stupid thing where they have all these vendors and they say, okay, here's how much I want from you for my own marketing. And when I get it, then I'll give you all the leads for these, or we'll use you exclusively for all these issues we have that come up in our business. And I'm going to take that money and I'm going to bundle it into advertising. And then when somebody asks me like, hey, I need a plumber. Well, you're the man. Okay. But you may not be the best plumber. You may not be a good person. It's just somebody that's paying me money to say you're a good person. I don't like that. So what do? I don't know. I've had no agents reach out to me. But the issue that I have is, even if I wanted to do that, okay, that's not in the same format as the 10 and 12 minute videos I have on real estate. So you say, well, you should split the channel. Again, there's restrictions to live streaming if you start a new channel. So I don't know what to do. everything like, I feel like everything I do on the main channel hurts me. You say, well, why would that be? Well, if I do listings, okay, if I do listings on a separate channel, then people say, well, there's not as many subscribers on the listings channel, so whenever you're trying to sell a house, they're like, I don't know what to do. And then if I try to do live streams, okay, on a different channel, there's a limit to the live streams, and there's no one really watching my streams, so it's a perfect time to do it. But search isn't going to change that. Really, it's not going to make me have more live streaming ability. And then there's the videos, which are the podcast of a video form of the podcast. But the problem with that is, okay, if I start going into the long format, it's kind of like a live stream. And the way the metrics appear to work are, if it's watch time, okay, like I'm penalized every time somebody watches a video the same day I have a live stream, because the days I have a live stream, if somebody doesn't watch the whole live stream, then I don't get the time watched. So I don't have this good analytics for the channel. So what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. It's tough. I would appreciate your insight. Plus, we have another issue. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, they censor information. We know some of the issues that they censor on a regular basis. Now, one of the problems I have is I'm in a real estate business, and we've had a major, I'm going to say it, a pandemic, and that affects the real estate business. Regardless of what your opinions are about the pandemic, I definitely feel that I am punished every single time I say the word pandemic or corona. I believe that in the algorithm, I get knocked down a lot. Can't prove it. We'll never know because we don't have the algorithm, but it's weird. The problem I have with moving to another channel is, gosh, I've already got so much invested in the Deerwood Realty main channel. The second thing is I only have so many hours in the day. And so far, to do all the things that I'm doing and run the real estate business, every day is a long day. So, anything where I'm adding more time and I'm not getting anything out of it other than, I don't get anything out of it, then I can't do it right now. I can't commit to anything like that. So if any of you have any ideas, that would be great. And I don't want to move all my live streams to a different channel. So it'd be like starting over. It's tough. It's tough. Especially, like I said, when you have your YouTube situation where if you have these long form podcasts, it's just going to be crazy. So I'm going to check something while we're going here. Now, I do show up in the live thing for my channel. But when I look up, I'll just tell you, when I look up Attorney Tom, I mean, it's just his main channel. And, he has 459 videos. He has 458,000 subscribers. and his streaming channel only has 7,000 subscribers. So let's see. How many videos does he have on Attorney Time streaming? Not that many, but he just started really streaming heavily like recently. So, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously you want to have your watch hours. See, I don't have my watch hours or anything like that. So makes it tough. So anyway, it's tough. If anybody has any way to figure this out to where I can not have a terrible situation, you let me know. Because it's not, to me, like on the Clips channel, it's obvious that it's the Deerwood Realty it's the Deerwood Realty Clips channel. It's obvious to me. If someone were looking on the internet and saw it, they'd say, "Hey, that's funny," because it's normally like fun or it's interesting. It's a fun or interesting clip that I have during the live stream, and so that would be the point. You look at it, you say, "Hey, that's fun. Let me subscribe to the live stream." Oh, there's the live stream. Okay. The same thing with the if I were to do the live stream and move it, I don't think it would hurt my views. My views are terrible, and it wouldn't hurt the website because I can upload to the website from anywhere. That's no big deal. The problem is if you do podcast episodes at some point in time, you know, it's going to screw up your stats. My stats are already terrible. I've done everything possible to do a terrible job on my stats, and I'm not proud of it, but it's just the way it is. Like, how do I put this? When I was younger, I would think about things, okay, and plan them out to the nth detail, and it would maybe take years, okay. Well, as I get older, I don't feel like I always have years, and so I'm big on, like, if I need to learn something, I just go do it, okay, and then I get better at it or not. You tell me if I've gotten better at live streaming since I started. I feel like I've gotten a lot better. So you tell me if my podcast episodes have gotten better. I feel like lately some of these are just great compared to the original ones. I mean, just great. So I don't know. Maybe I break the live stream off onto its own channel and just deal with it. I don't know. The key to me is you have to have engagement in your live stream, and I'm not getting that. And not only am I not getting that, it's not getting promoted. No one seems to understand that, it's a live stream related to real estate that I spend most of the time talking about other things because it's funny to me. And trying to look at the world and understanding it. Plus, I don't know. If I had somebody working with me, okay, that could help, this would be a time when that would be great. But I don't. So it's like, yikes. Yikes. Oh, and I want to add that other live stream where we talk about customer service, where we talk about mostly customer service and how that can get wonky. Oh, customer service and employment. But that's at like 10 o'clock at night. I don't know if I can do it because you have to research that. And at night I like to kick back and chill. You tell me. Somebody out there knows all these answers. Finally, I wanted to talk about one more thing with my YouTube channel. As you know, I had a video that actually took off 2 weeks ago. I don't know, a week ago. And every day I would see just new views, and it was just marvelous. I picked up a few subscribers, but not many. And it was good. It was good. It made me happy. And, YouTube it was like a fireworks display. It shot out a bunch of fireworks at the end and then stopped. So I'm back to like very few views. I don't know the next video that's going to hit. I don't know if there'll be another video that hits. I suspect it's not going to be a live stream, honestly. But you have to wonder, you see my live streams. Why do my live streams get 1 or 2 views when it's just weird to me. It's like I've always felt like my channel's being punished. I always felt that way. When I did those videos, the one that took off, it was no different than any of the videos I'd done before or after it. Why did that one take off? I mean, and then why did you kill it? Why did YouTube kill it at the end? Like, what's up with that? It's so strange. So anyway, I feel like I've almost talked myself into doing a live stream on a new channel, but that would mean I'd have to set up a new channel. And I don't know that I have time for that. Today, at least. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. It's Saturday morning. Got some showings today. Probably want to set up a new YouTube channel for my live streaming. And probably, on the podcast, I don't know. Gosh, I'm not going to change the Deal with Realty and Friends podcast. In theory, I could have like 4 or 5 different channels. Maybe I should. I don't know. You tell me. It's kind of fun to have different channels. Don't get me wrong. Like, you go to a party and you say, I have 4 different YouTube channels. Like, oh, nobody's watching any of them. Oh. I don't know. You know better than I do. I don't even know if I can take my videos and I don't even know if I can take my videos and move them around. I'm going to do something on the back end here and see while we're working. So, goodness. Let's see. So, if I do this and I hit that button here, like I would lose all of the stuff from that. I don't know how many. Oh, I know how many live streams I have. I have like 80 live streams. And so, can I put all those on another channel? I don't know. That's a lot. But what is today? Saturday? Anybody watching this? Sunday or Monday, we're going to be switching over to the Deal with Realty live stream channel. I think that's what I'm going to name it. And then on the main channel, we'll do real estate, like specific stuff. And we call those podcasts. And then I'll run another one, do a realty interview channel, I guess. Although I'd like to just keep it all on one channel. I don't know. Viva Fry does his all on the same channel. Well, he's got a Viva channel. He's got a Viva family channel. And then when he did the election stuff, he changed over. I don't know. It seems like this is something we need to work on. I do like live streams, though. I do. Thank you for being with me on my live streams. It's fun. Okay. That being said, I think it's time to get to some articles today. The first article is not in the right order. So let me switch it out. Now it's in the right order. Now, I like to see what's searching on Google Trends. This is what's searching on Google Trends today. Do you know what a snow squall is? I don't have any idea what one is. But I know that 200,000 searches were performed yesterday, and it was like and then there was another 100,000 searches in a different way. But to me, I think we should we should read about what a snow squall is, because I have no idea. So here we go, setting it right there. What is a snow squall and why is it so dangerous? It was published the 18th. Today's the 19th, so it was yesterday. It says the National Weather Service in Chicago issued a snow squall warning Friday for portions of the area, alerting residents of extremely dangerous travel conditions and wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So apparently it's going to be not great. Not great. But I don't know what one is. What exactly is a snow squall? Oh, I have no idea. Tell me. A snow squall is defined as a short but intense burst of snow accompanied by strong winds that can produce whiteout or near whiteout conditions and is a key wintertime weather hazard, according to the National Weather Service. Oh. Defined as a short but intense burst of snow accompanied by strong winds. So is that like a blizzard? Did we change the name and no one told me? Okay. Forecasters warn that serious injuries and death may result from people exiting their vehicles during a snow squall, explaining drivers may not see others or stop. Unfortunately, there's a long history of deadly traffic accidents associated with snow squalls. Although snow accumulations are typically an inch or less, the added combination of gusty winds, falling temperatures, and quick reductions in visibility can cause extremely dangerous conditions for motors. So to me, a snow squall is different from a blizzard because it just blows around. It's very windy, and your visibility problems. That's the key. I don't. And see, it says they may result from people exiting their vehicles during a snow squall, because the visibility is apparently not so great. So it says the National Weather Service in Romeoville tweeted Friday's snow squall warning was the second one ever issued by its office, with the first one being issued earlier this year. We'll issue snow squall warnings when one of these squalls is particularly intense and may cause extremely difficult travel. It says a snow squall warning usually covers a small targeted area. It's usually in effect for 30-60 minutes and is similar to a tornado or other severe thunderstorm warnings. I had no idea. So they're worried about a snow squall in Chicago today. I suspect. So, you know what? Now I don't want to change my live stream. I don't want to change the live stream. See? I thought about it, and it's like, why would YouTube set it up on your channel so that you could do regular videos and you could do live streams, and then penalize you? Well, it's the same thing as shorts. I mean, I feel like those penalize me too if I do a short. I don't know. So, anyway, that's a snow squall. It's not a blizzard. A blizzard lasts a longer amount of time. Snow squalls you can't see. Windy, blowing a lot of snow. 200,000 searches for that. I don't have much to add to that, so let's get on to the next article. Kelley Clarkson. You know her as Kelley Clarkson, right? Well, prepare to be disappointed. Kelley Clarkson files to legally change her name amid Brandon Blackstock divorce. The singer, by the way, she's changing her name to Kelley Brienne. The singer explained that Kelley Brienne Kelley Brienne more fully reflects who she is. That is a terrible picture of her. I'm not trying to be mean, but seriously. It says Kelley Clarkson, like we all know her as Kelley Clarkson, is ready for a fresh start as she continues to finalize her divorce from her estranged husband, Brandon Blackstock, and she's making this new chapter of her life with a brand new name. So all I've ever known her as is Kelley Clarkson. Like if you say, hey, I saw Kelley Clarkson, or I saw Kelley Brienne in this movie, it'd be like, I don't know who that is. It says the pop star turned talk show host filed documents on Monday obtained by Us Weekly stating she now has a desire to legally go by Kelley Brienne, her first and middle name. Oh, I see. Because my new name reflects more fully who I am. A hearing is for this petition is scheduled for March 28th. Now, I don't know. My wife does not have a middle name. It's not in her culture. That's not normal. So she would have a real tough time. But we made her last name, her maiden name, her middle name. So that was how we solved that. Now Kelley Clarkson, her new name more fully reflects who I am. I am not a big name change guy. My whole life is pretty much we're not changing it. It's not a criticism of the other people who do. I'm just not doing it. Like Ron Artest was Meta World Peace. I don't know what he is now. Kanye apparently has changed his name to Yee. But people call him Kanye. So I don't know. The request for name change comes as Clarkson and Blackstock continue to hammer out the details of her divorce after she initially filed for divorce June 2020 following about 7 years of marriage. Now, it says, I think this is very interesting. I don't know how what I'm saying, the interest to me is that it's interesting in the idea. It says continue to hammer out the details of her divorce as after she initially filed for divorce. So does that mean that she gets possession of the divorce because she filed? Could the fellow, whatever Blackstock's first name is, could he hammer out details of his divorce if he did not file for divorce first? In July 2021, she and her attorney filed a motion for a separate trial to terminate her marital status so the judge could declare her legally single. So this is like law maneuvering. In the documents obtained by Us Weekly in July 2021, Clarkson claims she has made a good faith effort to settle her dispute with her estranged husband, while her husband and his lawyers have no intention of reaching a global settlement of this matter anytime soon. She was legally declared single September 21. So this is all legal wrangling. Divorces are ugly. I don't wish that on anyone. That's where I'm at there. It says the couple currently share joint physical and legal custody of their two children, 7-year-old River Rose and 5-year-old Remington Alexander, with Clarkson holding primary physical custody in Los Angeles. They've also finalized negotiations in regard to the ownership of their Montana ranch, which with Clarkson agreeing to give her estranged husband a 5.12% share of the property, which amounts to $908,000. She was also previously ordered to pay Blackstock $150,000 a month in spousal support, as well as $45,601 a month in child support, according to court documents obtained by the Blast. I mean, I don't understand any of this. And then it says in October 2020, Clarkson also accused her estranged husband and his father's management company, Starstruck Management Corp., of defrauding her of millions through illegal services, alleging that Blackstock and his father worked as unlicensed California talent agencies or agents, claims that Blackstock and his father have strongly denied. I didn't know you had to be licensed as a talent agent in California. Did you? Very interesting. The whole thing is very interesting. I don't know what to make of it. Other than, she's going by a different name. So I don't know, like, is it the Kelley Clarkson talk show? Because if it is, they're going to have to change that. And branding is difficult. Like, once you kind of have a brand, like that name, Kelley Clarkson, is worth something. I don't know what, but it's worth something. And so I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I'm I don't know. It's like, remember that other dude that was with Kelley Clarkson during that American Idol? Was his Justin Guarini? Did I get that right? I don't know. The whole thing is kind of interesting. Let's get to some real estate. That's why you came here, right? Well, we don't know why you came here because no one's here. Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio. What do I know about Cincinnati? They have the Bengals. Is LeBron from? No, he's from Cleveland. All these houses. Sibsy Klein is the broker on the top three. All of the houses are in Indian Hill, Ohio, which I'm guessing is a suburb of Cincinnati. But let's get started. $6.9 million, 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 15,000 square feet on a 3-acre lot. 6.9 million. 64 pictures, 6-car garage, built in 2004. Been on the market 487 days. Property history says listed in 2020. So it is what it is. So the first pictures of the backyard. This is the picture of the front yard. This is the picture of the front of the house. It must be because we have this garages on two sides, and the house in the middle. So there's the front door. A very modern look. Very open. So almost like, to me, almost like a contemporary or modern home, wrapped into what would be a more traditional styling. There's the kitchen. It's interesting, kind of commercial looking. Look at the size of that vent, and those are all stoves. Unbelievable. There's a swing. I honestly think that's like the pantry. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this is all like tile. Or it's like a finish. There's I don't know what that is. Kind of an interesting space. I'm guessing that's a library. There's your theater room. This house to me needs to be tied together a little bit differently. The rooms don't all go together in any sort of way. Let me go back to this here. This is all like tile, and I'm not complaining about it anyway. To me, it's all in how you look at things. And what I mean by that is, if I did that in my own house, I live in probably $300,000 house now. Maybe not that much. I don't know. But if I were to do that in one of the rooms, immediately it would be looked at as a negative. Um, it would be dated. It would be just, why would you do that to a room? You have to have drywall for a room. Shame on you. And so it would be not considered something great. But I'm in the $300,000 price range where other people are in like $1 million price range. This is a $6.9 million home. They get away with it in their styling. I find that interesting. Um, I find that interesting. I mean, this is a very ornate railing. It's cool looking. I mean, real nice. I mean, it's got a pool. And it's got these. I mean, it's neat. Okay, I've got nothing against this setup, and it's got this outdoor space. And I'll tell you what, I love this idea of this outdoor space. I would really like to expand it more in my um in you know, if I were to buy a house or if I were to build a house, I would really like to incorporate this outdoor space. It's part of the house, but definitely defined as. I mean, it's got a fireplace. I think it had right there. I think that's a stove. I mean, yeah, it's got a stove and a ladder. Now this is unacceptable. Okay, move the ladder for the picture. Seriously. Okay, I quit on that house. 6.9 million, 3 acres. I don't know. That seems like a lot of money for that house. What do you think? Let's move on to another home for that. 5.9 million, $1 million less, 9 bedrooms, 9.5 baths, 26,000 square feet on a 22-acre lot. Well, this is a much bigger home. This is by the same broker. 50 pictures. I like that better. Built in 1929. 4-car garage. Let's look at the property history. Listed in July. That's no big deal. And then a very short description. One of Indian Hill's finest estates, tremendous curb appeal, colonial revival home built originally for the Kroger family, meticulously maintained 23 rolling green acres, 5 acres zone. Don't know what that means. Main house, pool house, 12-stall horse barn, riding arena, pasture, direct access to riding trails, utility storage building. This could be your family compound, gorgeous private property with many possibilities. Okay, so you're not just getting the house, you're getting this. I mean, that's a nice way to start. So there's your foyer. The style is not contemporary like we just saw in the other house. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Kitchen looks good, you know. It's updated. I mean, that gets a little bit. See, I'm not complaining, but this is where it gets a little like, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of wallpaper, a lot of carpet. Um, that bathroom is dated. So they have 4 washer and dryers. That's nice to look out. You know, that's what you see when you look out the front door or back door. I don't know, but it's nice. And they do have this rolling hills, and they do have these horse stables and barns, and I mean, it's nice. And I mean, this was built in 1929, so you know, it's like this is more to me. Do you want a house that's contemporary in nature, or do you want a house that's not? I mean, that's your choice between those two houses. The $1 million difference really isn't that big a deal. Let's go to our third house of the day. This is $3.995 million, 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths on a 5.6 acre lot. What do we got here? 4-car garage built in 2001, 31 days on the market, 50 pictures. Property history listed since 2019. It's now 2022. So that's been a while. Does have some details that, okay, not a lot. It says magnificent and luxurious. Exceptional design on gated 5.6 acres, 14,150 finished square feet. Breathtaking grand foyer and double carved staircase. Stunning living room with wall of windows overlooking pool and grounds. Fabulous chef's kitchen with Thermador appliances. Gorgeous first floor master suite with fireplace and sitting area. Stately master bath. Each bedroom with ensuite bath. Unbelievable lower level with full bar, rec room, indoor basketball court, theater room, and gym with indoor hot tub. In-ground pool and hot tub. Lighted tennis courts and a pool house. I would like the sport court, because that's what people call it, and I kind of like what they call it. So, 2001. Now, if you write in the listing, okay, breathtaking grand foyer and double curved staircase, then you're going to want to have that in the listing pretty quickly. So, are we going to get it? No, we get the backyard. Okay, here we go. So that's how you got to do it. You got the front of the house, okay, and then you got there you go. That's cool. I don't know, like me personally, if I ever had the option to have 2 staircases going to the same place, I don't know how I would work that. I don't know if I'd always go up one and not the other, but luckily I've never had to deal with that because I've never had a multi-million-dollar home. What do you think of that bar in the room, in your like living room? What do you think about that? Kind of interesting. Wow. Now this is in 2001, so we can't really, I mean, I know it's 20 years old, but it's not that old to me. I mean, look at that. That's really nice. That's pretty terrible. That's the bathroom. I mean, it's a good life if you can live in this, okay? Like, I don't even know if I can afford the furniture for this house. It's hard for me, like, I see this. It's hard for me to believe that this was carpet in 2001. Like, we'd actually thought that was a good idea. I mean, it's hard for me to believe it is now. There's a little game room. Ken Griffey jersey. Ooh, there's your theater room. Oh, it's got a basketball court. That's got a playground. That's nice for the kids. It's got a little. That's looking a little sad after 20 years. Okay, that's it. That's the houses for today. Let me check my chat. Nope, got nothing. All right, let me. Now my. Okay, why do so many HOAs fail to property plan for predictable expenses? Well, I don't know. You tell me. It says a fortune teller asked me to gaze into a crystal ball. I see wear and tear in your condominium's future. I see a new roof will be needed. I see cracking paint and asphalt that need repair. I see no money to pay for these things. Yes, exactly. I'm very uncomfortable with this situation as well. I think I would even say it's a crisis. And I don't want to use hyperbole, but this is crazy. It doesn't take a fortune teller to predict the common elements are going to wear out, and it doesn't take a crystal ball to predict that HOAs are going to need money to plan to fix them. So why do so many HOAs fail to properly plan for these predictable events and expenses? It says, the truth is too many HOA boards are putting this year's financial fires and haven't the time to think about next year and beyond. Remember, it's hard to drain the swamp when you're up behind in alligators, when you're up to your behind in alligators. In other words, it's easy to lose track of the long-term goals. I think that's true. And I think that most of I did a video and it did very, very well on YouTube. The idea The idea that you would have a, um, the idea that you would have, or that you would not have maintenance on these buildings that are now reaching 60 and 80 years old. I mean, it's just, unbelievable to me that you wouldn't realize that. HOAs are no different than any other businesses. Those are successful, engaged in long-term planning. I don't know about that. Those that fail to fend off disaster after disaster, and board members come and go through a revolving door. No real magic here. To know where you are going, you have to have a destination in mind. In spite of bumper sticker wisdom, those that wander really are lost. I don't know what that means. So back to the HOA scenario. When a homeowner association doesn't have the funds to fully handle a major repair, they defer those repairs until the funds are available. Of course, money doesn't grow on trees, and without a plan to collect more money, band-aiding and deferring become the default reality and slippery slope. Yes. And plus, like, and I'm looking at this from the perspective of a real estate agent, okay? Let's say I'm showing condos to a condo buyer, and they see a condo and it's 1,000 square feet, and they're asking $200,000 for it, and the condo fees are $400 a month, okay? And then I look at another condo, okay, and 1,000 square feet, $200,000, but the condo fees are like $1,000 a month. Well, what in the world? I mean, it's obvious where we're moving. We're moving to the cheaper one. Why? Because we don't want to pay a lot of money for anything, ever. So how do you steer your HOA back to the high and stable ground? The first step is review your reserve study. What's a reserve study? You say a reserve study identifies all common element components that have useful lives between 2 and 30 years, like the roof, fences, decks, paving, etc. The average condominium has 50 to 30 components. The average high-rise condo can easily have 100. And HOAs that own golf courses and marinas can have many more. Regardless, a reserve study is customized to the HOA question. So, okay, who pays for the reserve study? It says, but our condominium is small. It's basic math. The more people that you have to share the cost, the less cost per person. Smaller HOAs have a greater need for reserve planning because the cost per person is greater. So my real estate colleague tells me of a condo that she's aware of in Chicago. It's a 4-unit condo. You have to have more than 50% approval in the HOA to do any work. Okay, so that's 3 of the 4 units have to agree to get the work done. The building is falling apart. They're not agreeing to anything. We can't get 75% of the people on board. 3 or 4. After the component list is determined, a current repair or replacement cost must be determined for each, as well as the remaining useful life. With this information and current inflation factor, a funding plan can be made to instruct the board of how much money to collect to set aside each year to meet future financial needs. While there is no state or federal requirement, the reserve study should be performed by a professional, since evaluating condition of components and establishing useful lives and current pricing takes special training that few boards have. I agree with that. And do they even have the do the boards have the sophistication to do such a thing? The professionals carrying the highest credentials in the industry, the PRA, belong to the Association of Professional Reserve Analysts. A list of members and contact information can be found, and so and so. Rather than a crystal ball your future, get a proper reserve study done and follow the funding and schedule recommendations. Leave the crystal ball to Lady Luck. I agree with this. And I feel the need. Well, they have these really nice condos here in St. Louis, and they're mixed. And so there's 2 towers in the middle, and then around them there's like more of like a villa setting or a home setting, except there's 4 garages, and then there's the main building. And so so some of those are on the main floor. So you literally get in your car, you drive into the garage, and then you throw this hallway to your unit, which is so much easier than stairs, which is so much easier than even elevators and things of that nature. But what happens is on these homes that have these units that have the garage with the 4 units, okay, they end up paying for the they end up paying for the elevators and the maintenance of the big building. So, and elevator repairs are not cheap. So, just wanted to put that out there. Let's go one more article. It's a heavy article, so wish us luck. U.S. foreclosure activity in January highest since the pandemic, or highest since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. So delinquencies are down, but foreclosures are up. It says new data show there were a total of 23,204 U.S. properties with foreclosure filings, scheduled auctions, or bank repossession, increase of 29% from a month ago and 139% from a year ago. The increased level of foreclosure activity in January wasn't a surprise. Foreclosures typically slow down during the holidays in November and December and pick up back after the first of the year. This year, the increases were probably a little more dramatic than usual since foreclosure restrictions placed on mortgage servicers by the CFPB expired at the end of December. Lenders repossessed 4,784 properties through completed foreclosures in January. So, in the United States, let's say, I don't know how many million people are living here. I thought it was like 350 million. But for only 4,700 properties, or let's just say 5,000 properties a month to go into foreclosure, I often have buyers say, I want to buy a foreclosure. And I'm like, there's not that many of them. And I mean, why take your chances? And say, well, they're cheaper. They don't have to price them lower. They're like, well, the bank doesn't want to hold property. The bank doesn't want to lose money. That's true. But I think that foreclosures, the whole idea is a little overdone. States that had at least 100 or more REOs and that saw the greatest monthly increase in January included Michigan, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, and Alabama. These major metropolitan statistical areas with a population greater than 200,000 that saw the greatest number of REOs included Detroit, Chicago, New York, Miami, and Philadelphia. It's very important to keep these numbers in context. Foreclosure completions are still far below normal levels, less than half as many as in January of 2020 before the pandemic was declared. So they're saying that there used to be 8,000 a month. 10,000 a month, and about 60% lower than the number of foreclosure completions in 2019. We're likely to continue seeing large year-over-year percentage increases from the rest of the year, but it's also likely that foreclosure activity will remain below historically normal levels until 2022. My concern is this: when you have any sort of foreclosures going higher, you have a problem. So I'm going to leave it at there. Tomorrow we're going to go with the delinquencies article, but just keep it in the back of your mind. Hey, foreclosures are going up. That's all you really need to know. I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. Tomorrow will be discussion about all the tomorrow will be discussion about the showings. When I do make that other channel, if I do decide to do it, I'll obviously let you guys know first. But I'm going to head on out. Thank you for watching, and I will see